weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Commanders. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. Off the play fake. Daniels. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Throwing now is Daniels. And the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led him to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Well, we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Smith will come in motion right. Here's Hurts to throw. They'll get this complete to the rookie from Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And they'll send a slot in motion left. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut out field.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
It's Barkley on the counter. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Play action. Here's Hurts. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Well, now heavy pressure by Washington, and they block it. And they have possession. Looks like about 3 yards from midfield. Yes, it's spotted at the 47. An early special teams wake-up call there. Their first drive, and they have the punt block.
And obviously they were giving the ball up, but that's not the way it's supposed to conclude. That ball's supposed to be downfield, better field position for your defense to work off of. Instead, you've given up a momentum play, and now you've got the other side excited.
Now run straight ahead with Ward. And he'll work down inside the 45. You look at this Eagle defense. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
close to the quarterback the entire time. Made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. This now a 3rd and 4. Daniels looking to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And it's taken in by his big tight end. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Commanders first down.
And this play will be blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
But we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
Got his man, it's Warren. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now a run with Warren. And he's got some space here. And he's going to hold the Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Washington first down.
And again, it's Warren. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
At the Eagles' 17-yard line.
To throw is Daniels. He's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Samuel bringing in the slant. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
For the field goal, a 34-yard attempt.
Gano's kick is good. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. But both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Now, early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere around there.
And they're able to get this one across the 45. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Hurts going to keep it running right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Hurts going to keep it again. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. They'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get inside of Washington's 15 before being taken down. A big play there for Philly. 44 yards.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one because Normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks. Get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take a big shot downfield, and it pays off.
He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness. One cut, and he goes. That's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On the sneak, it's Hurts. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. It'll be Hurts on the option. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And a design QB run in that spot. Maybe trying to catch the defense off guard a bit. It didn't work, though.
Again, we're seeing that college influence come into the NFL. Quarterback run game on 4th down. We didn't see that very much in the previous years in the NFL.
No, seeing it more. Saw it there. Did not work out. Turnover on downs. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? Now the game's being played, figure it out both ways, and try and find a way to win.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. They'll come up 2nd and 7 as they've got it as we resume action. A handoff for Ward. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. To the air goes Daniels. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of their way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown. The scoop and score. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator. I think here they bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right?
Yeah, you
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Wide receiver A.J. Brown. You see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
One target, no catches. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing is Hurts. This one goes up wide for Barker. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
He'll find his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 9.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. It's caught. Smith. 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. And he's caught. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll try to run this one out at the gun. Down at the 25.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. On the option left, it's Hurts. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there, because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator tells us, dial the red up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
And they were ringing him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here's Washington now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And he lost 6 there on the first down play. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. This thrown quickly out to Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Here's Kyle's target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a 2nd and 6.
Second and 6.
Now Daniels. That's swung out wide to Harris. Here is third down and 4.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up third and
Here's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Sim.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
gain of 10 yards. And the Washington first down. First and 10 at the 35.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Now whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. He'll keep it himself.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. Back to throw. Daniels. To the front. That's complete to his running back.
And he's going to have the Commanders first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Washington first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They'll run it. Williams. A great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Washington Commanders first down.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and then he's 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On the run, it's Warren.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here's the option.
It is into the end zone for the Washington touchdown.
Jaden Daniels.
His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
You know, the extra point. And these guys will take a 10-point lead.
Commanders 17.
That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back on the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself.
Give him 10
turn that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
10 yards. And an Eagles first down.
Now back to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. And that'll bring up second down. Back to throw here. His short throw caught by Goddard. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. This is taken at the 15. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense set to take over. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. Working out of the gun, Daniels. A quick throw, but incomplete. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. There's a short one put in by the center. That's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. A final shot before break. Daniels. Into the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Commanders' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. It's only week 3 on the schedule, but already some big-name teams with big early tests. Will they pass or fail? Let's get into it. Our swing around the NFL starts now. In Jacksonville, the Jaguars at home for a divisional matchup against Houston in the AFC South. And it's the Houston special teams coming up with a special play. And with that, a look here at what else is going on around the NFL. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. A good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slim if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. The center receiver in motion to the right. Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. And they'll give it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And he stopped immediately there. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. second and 7.
It's a pickup at 3. Brings up second and 7. At the Commanders' 43.
They'll go to Barkley again. On the inside the 35, now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another Eagles first down.
He was locked in last week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2.
Clear some space in the trophy room. He won it last week. He's thinking he's going to get a few more before this season is over. Maybe even starting with this game.
Just a yard on the pickup there. They'll bring up a second and 9. Here's Hurts to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Hurts will try to pick it up himself. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got a little scramble earlier this drive, it's still devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Hurts completing this one quickly. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. They'll look to throw on third and goal. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles are back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8. At the 28-yard line.
Here's one. And he gets this one just shy of 40 to mark it down at the 39. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That's what love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Here's a second and 8. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 10 yards there, good for Washington first down.
That's good for a Commanders first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And this time they were waiting for him. He's going to be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Daniels looking to throw. Got his man, it's Warren. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
To throw is Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4.
Nice call on defense, rolled out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Well, the punter barely on now as he sends this one away. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Now, the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Dorrance Armstrong just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drive. That's what he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fielded at about the 28. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pick up there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To the air goes Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Throwing now is Daniels. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So he couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And we'll find the open man. That's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
A good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders will add to their 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me to that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. From the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Hurts sets up to throw it. His short throw caught by Hubbard. And given 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
In motion to tight end.
At the 34-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the 1st down. And a shotgun to Barkley. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the quarterback.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. They're looking at 3rd on the nose of the football. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all they needed. 1st down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
As we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. Over to Smith. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They look to throw. And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disastrous as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover. But it's 4th down. There's Riley Dixon now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. 35 yards that time on the ball. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Well, this will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
It's now 2nd and 6. At the 22-yard line.
Robinson up the middle. Putting the flag down as he gets only about a yard. Now let's listen in on the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Daniels. There's a quick slam. He's got Terry McLaurin. 3rd down and 1.
It's a gain of 15 yards.
They'll try and run the option to pick it up. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. End up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
And on 4th down, is the punt team sending this one away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This short throw caught by Goddard. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. Barkley inside. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. It's 2nd down. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's caught. And he's going to have an Eagles 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 1st down, he'll drop the play. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. He'll let that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. We'll get this out to Barkley complete. So a big kick coming down for Jake Elliott. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Elliott is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers have to get that first one out of the system in the 1st quarter. Sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give them a lot of credit.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few 1st downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a foul. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiple. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now Daniels. This is a rocket. timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Daniel's going to try to sneak. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hand off now to Robinson. And good vision there as across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Daniel's going to give it up on the touch pass. I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses. And this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Gano for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. They drive that time of 6 plays. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 coming up.
It's now 2nd and 6.
And look to throw here. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
A gain of 4 yards. That's good for Eagles.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now flags come in here. Look like one of the Eagles might have moved. Here's 2nd down. That's on Lane Johnson, the former top 5 pick. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's going to go down. And a penalty flag down as well. And if this is offsides, it's going to be a first. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, he'll drop
is that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
It's a turnover on downs.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And I tell you what, one thing that you and I featured as a storyline was that they were facing the NFL's #1 defense coming in, and they really took it right to them.
Yeah, they didn't blink, did they? And instead of just saying to themselves, let's make sure that we minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative-type game, they attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise when you do that.
So for Washington, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.